Hi, I'm Nichol Bradford. I'm a core advisor with BrainMind, and I'm here with Dr. David Chalmers. He's a professor of philosophy with NYU. So, hello. I would love for you to share with our audience what you talked about today at BrainMind.
Yeah, my talk was about how consciousness can extend beyond the brain. If you ask, where is my mind, where is my consciousness, we normally say somewhere in my brain. But now with new technologies, the possibilities are coming for the physical basis of consciousness to extend beyond the brain. Already people argue that in the age of smartphones and so on, say a smartphone is taking over some of the functions of my mind. I don't remember phone numbers with my brain anymore. I remember them with my smartphone. So already, like, my memory is starting to extend onto my technology here, onto my phone. I think the possibility is coming with brain-computer interfaces that my consciousness itself may come to be present on a chip or in the cloud. If you had a brain-computer interface that was hooked up in the right way to the areas of my brain responsible for consciousness. The extreme case of all this might be getting consciousness fully beyond the brain, perhaps fully uploading your consciousness into the cloud, or perhaps by developing an AI system which is conscious, which I think is a very, very salient possibility of the AI that's developing these days and that will continue to develop in the next 10 years. I think it's entirely possible we're going to have conscious AI in the next decade or two. I think that raises many philosophical and ethical issues that we have to start thinking about now, philosophically, scientifically, because these issues are not going away.
Right. And so from that, what is the thing that you most want people to understand about your research and how you're thinking about this?
Well, consciousness is very, very important, and we don't understand it. We don't have a good scientific theory of it, but at the same time, it's probably the most important thing in our lives. It gives our life meaning and value. So we have to understand consciousness, for example, to understand the role that AI systems are going to play in our society. If we build AI systems that are conscious, they are going to matter. They're going to have lives with meaning and value. And we can't then treat our AI systems like a tool. So we have to understand consciousness to know how to handle AI and other technology.
And today, if you had had more time and you could have gone in more detail on something, what's the thing that you would have dropped into that you didn't really have time to talk about
Probably
today?
getting into some of the more in-depth issues of just what is needed for consciousness, the different kinds of consciousness, sensory consciousness, affective consciousness, feeling, cognitive consciousness, thinking, and all the different issues that those raise for AI. Interestingly, now we have AI systems which are quite good with language, and not bad, it seems, at the thinking part. The sensory part they're developing at as well, the affective part, emotions. We don't really know how to build an AI system with affective consciousness right now. So yeah, I probably would have gone to town on the fine structure of consciousness.
And so what are the major problems that have to be solved? It sounds like understanding consciousness, but what would you describe and say is the main problem that needs to be solved for the view that you have to be widely accessible to everyone?
The problem that really I got going on in this field 30 years ago was what I called the hard problem of consciousness, which is explaining how it is you get consciousness from a physical basis. How do neurons in the brain come together to give you consciousness? We didn't have a theory of that. We still don't have a theory of that. Once we have a good theory of consciousness, we'll be able to tackle these problems constructively. Until we have a good theory of consciousness, then to some degree we're speculating.
And the subject of AI is very hot right now. People are very intrigued by it. Do you anticipate that AI would be able to help us with our theory of consciousness?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that once AI systems get better than humans at everything, they'll get better than humans at doing philosophy, at doing science, and they might actually solve some of these problems for us. So even if I can't solve the hard problem of consciousness, maybe the AI system that comes after me will be able to.
Wow. And so for someone who wants to support your work, whether it's a researcher or a scientist or even someone with a political background, like what can be done to support your work?
Well, read some of the things in this field. My own books are like The Conscious Mind and a new book, Reality Plus, about consciousness and technology, which I think bring out some of the deepest issues in this area. But yeah, we really need, I mean, I think this is actually going to require a very big project of philosophers, of AI researchers, neuroscientists, psychologists coming together to try to understand consciousness in time, because we need to understand it before we get to conscious AI. Otherwise, if consciousness in AI systems just sneaks up on us and we don't know it's there, that could be a recipe for disaster. So yeah, think about what we can do to bring together people from all these fields for this project to understand consciousness while there's still time.
Great. And do you think with the extended mind and the extension of our consciousness into technology and also into AI, what are your thoughts about how that might allow for collective intelligence with human beings?
I think already our minds extend into minds of other humans. You know, my partner serves as my memory much of the time. I lose my keys, she knows where they are. So in some sense, my memory partly is extended into my phone, is extended into her. Collectively, I'm part of a civilization that uses uses language, has its stories. That collective background is part of all of our consciousness. So yes, socially extended consciousness is one of the most primitive forms, I think, of extended consciousness. Now, technology is just catching up.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks. Oh, it was a pleasure. Thanks so much.